Hello and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Well, last episode, we had a relatively uneventful section of the game in which we basically just redid the same confrontation we did in the first part of this case, and then we did confront Tenero, but even that wasn't all that interesting. We did learn one piece of information, so you can't get down here without a key. Okay, so my brain just broke essentially because we learned we can't get down here without a key card, but we just came through that doorway, which very obviously does not require a key card. Oh, okay, so yeah, so it's the door in the flight attendant's room probably doesn't require a key card, but to access the elevator that goes to the cargo hold, that's what requires the key card, and that's where the discrepancy is because the body was moved into the elevator, and there's no way you're lugging a body, B, a body, and a suitcase up those stairs, so... Alright, so that makes sense. So we just came into the flight attendant's room. Okay, fine. Anyway. So now we're here to investigate the cargo hold. March 12th, 2:52 p.m., flight I-390, lower deck cargo hold. Wow, so this is the cargo hold, huh? Nope, there it goes. It's so big! Nice, come shoot. That's a lot of suitcases! This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and an ultra luxurious first class seating, and an elevator and an in-flight shop. It's like, what? So is this the real scene of the murder? There is certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir. Begin investigation. Okay, well, the first thing that jumps out at me is the fact that there's freaking, like, 11 suitcases over here, because there's one missing. Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth! It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair! These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones that the company is planning to dispose of after this fight is over. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It frankly screams artsy! Oh? Why not purchase one then? I'm sure it'll bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200! I think I'll pass. And Mr. Nero wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. It definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments. What are these glass shards from? I don't know. Is there a window nearby that was broken? Bed sheets. Well, bed sheets definitely would not produce glass, so that's a big ol' nope. Is there something in here that would have broken? Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal?
It's what the victim checked in, sir.
So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look.
There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir.
Wait, a file.
And there's a photo of Mr. Von Karma in it.
Photo of Von Karma? It was like a profile on Francisco. Why did Mr. Hicks have documents on Francisco? That's a good question. Why did the victim have documents on Francisca? Francisca? You want to tell me? Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her? I don't know, but I'm definitely gonna ask you about it. Hey, Francisca, you want to tell me about what this is all about? You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder.
Yes, I was.
Why at this airport?
I've been following a very large and involved government-level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol.
Specifically came to this airport as an Interpol license. Okay. So that makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense because so if you know what? Actually I think okay, hold on.
Interpol's involved. It's a top secret operation. I really can't tell you any more than I already have.
Alright, hold on. Don't we have logic about his glasses being broken? Yeah, we do. Aha! That's okay. Alright. I think I just put 2 pieces of the puzzle together. Okay, so obviously the glass shards came from the broken glasses, which means the victim was down here at some point. And the only reason a passenger would have to go to the cargo hold of a plane, no matter how fancy the plane is, no matter how many elevators the plane has, passengers don't go down to the cargo hold unless there's something down there that would be of interest. And the only reason why there would be something down there of interest would be if Hicks was an Interpol agent, which would make sense because he had a profile on Francisco on him. So he was probably investigating something down here. But we already established that to investigate this plane, he would need approval from the captain, and he would have to have somebody accompany him, just like Tenero did with us on Thursday, right? Because on Thursday we weren't allowed to investigate without Tenero accompanying us. So, one of the flight attendants, I'm gonna assume that it was Meal, because the captain obviously is obsessed with her, so he like, if he asked the captain, hey, can I investigate, he would have been like, sure, but you gotta take one of the flight attendants with you, and then probably would have been Meal, because like, oh, look at this flight attendant over here, why don't you take her? So, it makes sense for the captain to trust her most as an investigation companion. And then assuming that that's true, regardless of which flight attendant it was, they come down here through the flight attendant's room, because we established we can go through the flight attendant's room, down that staircase to get down here, and then kills Hicks down here. Does that make sense? I think that explains it. So let's connect these two and see if that works.
I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses.
And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses.
Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected.
So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir?
Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now?
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon.
Yeah, that is a bit of a big deal. Okay, so now we can connect these two pieces.
Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Francisca?
Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma.
So yeah, he actually played the original Phoenix Wright trilogy, so that would make sense.
Francisca said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation.
Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks has heard she was coming here and he followed her.
Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Francisca has some explaining to do.
Yes. Yes, she does. Tell me the truth behind Hicks.
You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense. What? What are you talking about?
What? Francisca's voice doesn't make my throat, like, die, so I don't know why I keep coughing whenever I start to talk in her voice.
We found a profile detailing information about you and the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed, which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Is that correct? I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent, then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring.
Okay. So there's the connection to the first case where it's like 2 or 3 days ago, a smuggling ring diddly-diddly-dee or whatever. Okay, so that's gonna be the running thing throughout this whole game, is that we're trying to bring down a smuggling ring. Okay. So that makes sense.
He went undercover to investigate this crime, and it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he...
Yeah, the cell phone, which... do we have that photo? Yeah, the cell phone, which... let me check the photo. He doesn't have anymore. He had it in this picture, in which he's standing next to a freaking Indiana Jones statue. Like, that... look at that thing. That's the size... That would probably take up the whole cargo hold if it was here. That's probably what that would do. Like that, look at how it look at the size of the people compared to that statue. That's ridiculous. And okay, so anyway, so yeah, so the cell phone, we still don't know what that is, by the way. I have no idea where the cell phone went. This thing just disappeared in the thin freaking air. Anyway,
I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold.
But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down here to get...
That's not how that works, Gumshoe. Passengers just don't go down to the cargo hold. Oh, you know what? Remember earlier when Mr. LeBlanc was saying something about how he had a lot of art down here? Such as statues? What do you think the odds are that statue is what they were going to smuggle off the plane? Because that actually, wait, let me, no, don't save, don't, give me, no, organizer. I'm guessing he didn't just take this photo for the lulz, right? Because he doesn't look happy in this photo. So, I'm thinking he took this photo as a frame of reference, right? So he can look back at this photo and say, okay, so I'm here to see if, to stop this statue from being smuggled. Wait, what does the statue look like again? Oh, here we go. I can just look at this photo that I took. So that makes sense, right? Because that's what the Blake was saying earlier. about the statues that he has. That's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. Ow!
Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason, of that I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisco, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? No, unfortunately I was going to find out from him after he landed. I see, but this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew, and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in.
Yeah, it was probably Meal.
Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glasses fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then the killer put Agent Hicks's into one of the spare suitcases and they entered the elevator, but while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks's body flew out, at the same time his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor.
Investigation complete. Alright, okay. So now all of a sudden some pieces of the puzzle are starting to fall into place.
I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage.
What? Really, sir?
I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth, but the killer can be none other than Miss Rodenton.
No, the key card was stolen, right? So there's no. She says her key card was stolen, so it could very well have been Meal to be the one who who opened the elevator door. Okay.
If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the keycard.
Yeah, the keycard that was stolen.
The only person with such high-level access to Miss Rodenton, I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information.
Did you already forget what happened 2 minutes ago? Or I guess technically it happened on Friday for you guys, but within the game's world, it's happened like 5 minutes ago. Did you already forget that it was stolen?
I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that.
It's definitely not, because we've already established that the freaking thing was stolen. Okay, remember? Yeah. Do we have anything that says that it was stolen? Do we have evidence about the key card? Is there? No, that's not it. That's the stupid movie schedules. Okay, I guess we just have to press it then.
But it's highly likely that the key card was stolen from Mr. Nero. It's highly likely. Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father.
I don't think I want to be even remotely related to your father anymore.
Yes, well, I don't have any evidence. Be quiet. You're a disgrace. There's more evidence pointing to Miss Rodenton, you know. It's not just the keycard that gives her away. Are you talking about the murder weapon, the Mr. Firefly piggy bank? Yes, she is also the only person with the key to open that display case.
Okay, but aren't we questioning whether or not that's even the murder weapon? I'm pretty sure aren't we questioning whether or not that's the murder weapon?
But that is a fake. Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go?
I have no idea.
Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched this entire cargo hold and came up.
Okay, we searched like we searched like barely an eighth of it.
There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? We can, I mean, if we get a more we haven't gotten an autopsy report yet. We've yet to get an autopsy report. So, like, maybe if we send Gumshoe down to the precinct to go actually, get an autopsy report, we might be able to say, like, so it wasn't blunt force trauma. Because the autopsy reports have always been a very important piece of evidence of all the Ace Attorney cases so far. Francisca, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yes, we don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks's head is consistent with the murder weapon? Scruffy!
Yes, sir!
Contact the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks's autopsy.
Yes, sir!
And he's gone.
We got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
And what would that be? Also, did we just stand around here like dead fish waiting for Gumshoe to come back? What is it, detective? Because we didn't move at all.
Still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know this one thing for sure.
Report, now.
The doctor said it's one giant bruise from a beating from his
Shoulder down to his mid-back? What? Okay, unless, like, he got rammed with a bulldozer and slammed into the wall, how in the world would he possibly have sustained damage like that? His whole body would have had to... Wait a second. Wait a second. His whole body... Okay. Something just clicked in my mind. So, when we were at the top of the stairs, that staircase is pretty long, right? Okay, actually, no, let me start at the beginning. So, the killer wouldn't have had a reason to kill him, right? Like, even if they knew that he was an agent, there's no reason to risk bloodying your hands unless you know for certain that he's onto you, right? Like, that he's onto you specifically. So, does it stand, so, I don't know about you, but we didn't see any statues down here. Or even any boxes big enough to fit a statue of that size. So does it stand to reason that Hicks asks Emil to take him down here? They go through the flight attendant's room. He sees that the statue he was supposed to prevent from being smuggled off the plane isn't here anymore. And she notices him figure this out. Decides to kill him out of pure instinct. It's like, oh shit, we got caught. Better prevent him from blabbing to anyone else. But she couldn't have had a murder weapon ready to go. She could not have anticipated this. So she just takes him down there. And then she's like, okay, I gotta do something. Well, we're at the top of a very high staircase. That's a pretty long fall down. And we just discovered that there are bruises down from his head to his back. And his glasses were broken. Almost as if someone had fallen from or was pushed down from an extreme height. So just the height from the top of the stairs to the ground. So that's the murder method. Wait a minute. Let me check something. World famous export of Virginia. It's beautiful battle and has been soiled by blood. Didn't we learn somewhere that this is getting... Where did we... I swear we learned that it was getting defueled somewhere. Or defueled. Unloaded. I swear at some point we learned that that all that stuff was getting unloaded during the refueling. So, okay, just for the sake of my theory, let's assume that's true. So it's getting unloaded, so she uses that to clean up the blood because she knows that's going to be the case. And, oh, the suitcase! So, Emil knows that De Niro buys one of those suitcases every flight. So, she uses one of those suitcases, which is down here, it's missing, to move the body into because, De Niro said she only saw one in the flight shop. So, when she left, right? And there's one missing down here. So Emil takes it from this stack, shoves the body in there, closes it up, steals the elevator key card from the flight attendant's room, comes back down here, activates the elevator, moves into the elevator. All of this to pin the crime on De Niro because using the suitcases that she buys every flight. So then we already established she rolls the body in, the turbulence strikes, the body goes flying out. She rolls the suitcase back to the shop. Because at that point, the body's spilled, right? At that point, the body's been spilled out. There's no chance of trying to get the body back in time. So she rolls the suitcase out, brings it back to the shop, grabs the piggy bank to floor because of this turbulence, brings it back to the elevator, plants a travel wallet on Edgeworth to now frame him instead of De Niro. Does that make sense? Does that make any sense at all? I think so. I think that explains everything. I mean, again, it could be completely off base, but I think that explains everything. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back, he was beaten over such a wide area.
Well, I think maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit it multiple times, sir.
Autopsy report. Okay, well, finally we have the autopsy report. I think...
Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean?
Well, that's,
Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with a murder weapon, Detective?
Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir.
You're completely useless.
Ew!
Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there.
well, the only other sir on the plane is either the captain or LeBlanc, and I'm guessing it's going to be LeBlanc because he was trying to get down here for a statue earlier.
No, you move yourself in my way.
What is all that racket?
But look, it's my cargo. They're mine. I demand you return them to me.
We're still investigating the cargo. Police understand I have little patience.
I suppose there's no choice.
Finally, I think he get. Hey, what are you?
You didn't mean no choice but to use strong force.
You won't get past me.
This is... Wait, that's it? So that's what this whole thing has been about?
Further, there was the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank.
Yup, I think Edgeworth just figured it out too.
After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed.
Nobody can find anything that can consider the real weapon. Yup, this is it. I think they just figured it out too. Because he's falling. Yup, he's falling.
The doc said that it's one giant person beating from his shoulder down.
Yup. Yup. God, I called it. Oh my god. That's genius. That is such an ingenious move. That's it. Yup. Okay, and now we can connect. And now we can connect that this isn't the real murder weapon to the cause of death. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there was extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggyback is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. A sizable weapon. Well, we can probably connect that with the fact that the weapon couldn't be found, right? A large weapon was used, but no one could find it. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration.
Well, what was it all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here?
Yeah, because he's not very smart. Francisca.
Oh, what? What do you want?
I found it, Francisca. I found the real murder weapon.
You did?
Huh, he really jumped.
We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time.
He might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sir.
There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit.
This is coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across.
Anyway, if you're really a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with some evidence.
You two aren't listening at all, are you?
Come on then, show me this real murder weapon.
Well, I can't show it. Yeah, I don't have evidence to show because you can't. I can just point. I can just point to the big guy who just jumped off the railing because he's an idiot. Yeah, there's my evidence. Is the fact that he just jumped. I don't have any evidence to show you.
Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show?
Perhaps I should have phrased it as that which caused Agent Hicks's death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what was the real cause of death. Free fall. 'Cause I'm free falling. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, that real cause of death is free falling to the ground.
Fell to his death?
Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death.
But the murder happened inside the plane.
I know.
Are you claiming that there was someplace in this plane from which he could have fallen from?
As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time.
You can't mean...
Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold.
What? Then, we're in trouble. We may have a second death on our hands, sir. Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal.
Quiet, what are you screaming?
He's alive.
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that.
I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances.
The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean?
Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at this time. What would have happened then?
You would have been a Bourgeois pancake for sure, sir.
I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there, so there's no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios.
It may be there now, but there was no proof that it was always there.
Ha! As if there could have been a window of time when...
during the refueling. Right? Because that would have been... Actually, wait a minute. So, we don't have proof that the statue was ever on this plane at all, right? So, what would you say the odds are that the statue was never here, or like maybe they put it on, but then Meal helped them get it back off, so that there's not so maybe before the flight takes off, Hicks comes down here and checks, and she sees it's there. He's like, all right, great, and then she smuggles it off. Then when they land to refuel, they put something big enough to make it look like it's the statue there, right? But the timing didn't work out. Like, Hicks went to go check. Like, maybe Hicks asked to check, and Meal's like, well, can't you wait till we refuel? And he's like, no, I want to check now. And that's what started the whole scheme. Because had they wait, if I'm correct, and they waited until the refueling happened, no one would have ever been the wiser. I mean, until they uncovered it, but at that point, the scheme would have already been done.
Ah, but there was. What? What can I use to show her that it's possible that the box was not always where it is now?
Well, as I said previously, if I had something that shows that that we refueled. Oh wait, this is it? Oh, I thought this was the magazine that showed the movie times. Okay, so in that case, yeah. Here's my evidence right here.
You refueled in the Republic of Zhang Fei?
Zhang Fei. I think we decided on Zhang Fei. I really should have looked up how to actually pronounce them between episodes. Yes, this flight had a short layover in Zhang Fei in order to refuel, but that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question.
Zhang Fei Express!
Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Zhang Fei. Cargo from Zhang Fei, data dumb organizer, okay. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time?
It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the year of Zhang Fei leg of the flight.
Making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible.
Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched.
Welcome to Ace Attorney. Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. Okay. Begin investigation again. Well, let's go over there and examine this thing. This is a rather large piece of cargo.
There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. A lift red statue? Never heard of it.
Nor I, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime.
Well, let's get investigating, sir.
Oh, great. Here he goes. Speed demon down the stairs.
Look you, do not go back touching my position without my position permission.
Don't rush up on me like that, pearl.
So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. Oh, we already kind of suspected that. Okay, let's talk. LeBlanc's cargo. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc?
Of course it's mine. I should have shipped this very piece of art from Europe. There's a leave for searching for 10 million cents. No, they need much more.
Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold.
10 million cents?
I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective.
Darn, how'd you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year.
Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, the depression continues to madly spin in place.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that in your euros or in dollars?
Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there was a chance that your cargo was related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer.
It is a very valuable piece of art, so no.
Question. We have a logic for smuggling, right? We have a logic piece for smuggling? I think we do. I think we have a logic piece for smuggling. Alright, that's enough for now. Logic. Yup, I was right. The thing that they wanted to smuggle off was this valuable piece of art, which I guarantee we pull down that thing, and it's either something that is heavy enough and tall enough to look like the statue, or it's maybe a fake statue. Maybe that makes sense. Like, maybe they would have put a fake statue in there. I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch. Like, that would have had to take... I don't know. Well, let's just connect it and see what happens. But regardless, the thing they wanted to smuggle off was was the actual statue. If Mr. Black had something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible that this fake statue was brought on board in Zhang Fei. I think I need to question him a bit further. Okay, well then let's do just that. Fake statue. Okay, so what is the fake statue?
About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc, I wonder if it might be a fake.
What? How do you say my own is fake?
I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring.
Don't say such fantastical things, just these when I dare.
Oh, believe me, they would.
I have earned a certification to make cargo right here.
Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. I can't read this. What does it say?
It says it's May 3 that cargo was put under the plane in Europe.
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe just as it states in this certificate.
No, that's...
Which means that there never was a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there.
Okay, so that's when the real statue was brought on, but that doesn't mean anything, because they could have just switched the statues. During the refueling, they could have just switched the statues. That doesn't mean anything.
I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself.
Then you get your wish. Look at yourself and see I ain't right.
Ah! Okay. I know I've seen this one before. Yeah, it's the thing in the photo right here. Oh, wait a second! Wait a second! There's our proof. There's our proof. Okay. Look at the statue at the top of the screen. Big, glowing, yellow eyes. And look at this statue. Big, glowing, red eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we found our proof that this statue is a fake.
This is the Elite Red? It gives off such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it.
Yeah, and why would it be called a red statue if the eyes weren't supposed to be red?
The statue is highly matter of historic value, and you was advanced in the museum in Europe. I granted to this country to exhibit it.
Yup. Nope. I believe a closer look is warranted here. Then let's examine it. Okay.
So this is the infamous red statue,
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something?
There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail.
Okay. So let's go over to the eyes, and then... deduce.
Is this spot somewhat connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Yes. Yes, it is.
These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think?
Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir.
I don't think you see what I'm talking about.
No, I do, but it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in the field, spinning with my arms until I felt ill.
I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo?
Huh? Ah! Sir, they're red!
As I thought. This statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc.
What do you want? Do you not know that I'm a busy man? I allow you for 2 seconds for your answer.
The Elite Red, I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not?
It's the biggest trophy in the European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago.
Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is going to be a long story.
Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but...
What is it? Sympathy? For what?
You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes.
I'm not sure there was very bright and pretty eyes compared to you.
I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in the photo.
What is it yelling? Oh! It is one of the statue on display in the museum in Europe. Yeah.
Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake.
Eee!
And here comes the wind vortex just blowing at him again.
I believe that even further examination will be required, now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake. There must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Zhangfei.
Do we seriously need more than that? What? Why do we need more than that?
Okay, and I'll present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction.
What else? Is there another difference between the... Maybe the teeth... Wait, can I even look at the teeth? Okay, I can look at the teeth here. The arrows are kind of in the way. Okay, so it's two facing up on the right side, 2 facing down next to them, and then the nose in the middle. Let's look at the photo and see if that's consistent. Yeah, the teeth are consistent. Okay, so that's not it. So what else? This doesn't make any sense at all. Is there something with the bottom of it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 6 spirals. It's like playing a spot the difference game. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 6 spirals there as well. Okay, what in the world is? Oh, wait a oh, it's the cloth. It's this thing. Because this is the... Wait, do we have seen the evidence, right? Yeah, here it is, okay. Yep, that cloth is covering this, and this was brought on at Zhang Fei. But if the statue was really brought on in Europe, which means it would have been brought on beforehand, then it couldn't, then the cloth could not possibly have gotten stuck underneath, because it would have been loaded on beforehand. But if they were loaded on at the same trip, and you loaded this, and this one's further against the wall than the statue, so it makes sense for the statue to go on top of the cloth. There it is, okay. There's the contradiction, deduce.
Is this possible connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's connected to, press the red arrow, to this.
It's clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Ah! That's not possible!
But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zhang Fei, there is no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe, which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zhang Fei.
But then what about the cargo certificate?
Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There was only one reason why, to secure proof of the smuggling activity aboard this flight.
So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed.
That may be true, however. You have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. And that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge, which means there was someone involved who was forging or modifying cargo certificates.
Yep, and you get exactly one guess who that is. Investigation complete. Okay. I'm pretty sure we answered every single question in this episode.
I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh?
Yes. While this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue.
Oh! That's the other piece! That's the other piece that was missing. Because his cell phone... We can't find the cell phone, right? Wait, can we examine this? Well, we can't check it. Okay. Guarantee you this cell phone has a camera on it. So, and if it has a camera on it, and it uses to take the picture, then Miles sees him start to take the picture, shoves him over the edge, and if it broke his glasses, it definitely would have broken his cell phone as well. So she can't just take the cell phone and delete the photos he took. So she just takes the cell phone and hides it somewhere so that they can't find any evidence. That's the last piece. I think that's the last piece that we didn't explain.
A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board.
A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Zhang Fei cargo crew and arrest the smuggler.
Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zhang Fei leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death.
Officer, move the statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath. Now.
This one, I'm ready to report my findings.
Go on.
After moving the leaf red statue out of the way, we tested the area under aluminum and there was a reaction.
Yep. There we go, friends. And that to me looks like the sight of somebody trying to clean up blood with that cloth we found.
I see there was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was blood in that spot.
Not just blood, wiped up blood.
Can we stop looking at it now, sis?
Sir.
It would seem that my deductions were correct after all.
I suppose it would appear that way.
The culprit cleaned the blood up well.
And how do you think the killer did that?
With the cloth. How the killer cleaned up all the blood? Did it with the cloth.
The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess.
I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zhang Fei.
Just because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover.
So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zhang Fei?
There is no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder, but if that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zhang Fei, then this becomes highly suspect.
That would contradict Miss Meal's testimony.
Recall Miss Meal's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Zhang Fei.
I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know.
She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but...
That totally contradicts the facts, sir.
But why would she lie about something like that?
I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself.
Okay, time for the final confrontation. Here we go, Miss Meal. It's time to unravel all your lies. Okay, that'll be for this episode. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next episode to catch you all tomorrow for some more Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Goodbye.